Hello. I know you guys are awfully sad that I'm not here today, but we'll try to make through it. You can still listen to my voice and see what I was going to teach you guys anyway. So, today we're on Moodle. Just in case you don't know, I always put what we do for the week in Moodle. So if you look right here, you can see what we did Tuesday, Wednesday, and what we did Monday up above. So don't ask me, look on Moodle first. Okay, today we're going to begin the Cold War activity. You need to make sure that you save this instead of just opening it as read-only. If you save it, it will be much easier to work with later on. So, here is the project. When Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and American President Franklin Roosevelt met at the Russian resort town of Yalta in early February 1945, the three leaders not only decided how they would end the Second World War, they also laid the foundations for a new Cold War in which two new superpowers, the U.S. and the Soviet Union, or the USSR, would divide the world into competing sides and competing ideologies. From 1945 to 1991, the two nations indirectly engaged in diplomatic and military conflicts. Okay, now we go to our task. You are a private investigator set on an important mission. You need to research various events leading up to and during the Cold War, gather information regarding events, and create a presentation. We will talk about that in a minute. Now, the process. Your assigned partner is the person sitting next to you. It's not your best friend. It's not the person you want to work with. It's the person that's sitting next to you. Don't be moving around. Sit where you're supposed to sit and do what you're supposed to do. Okay, you'll use a series of web pages indicated below to assist you on your research. Answer each question in a separate Word document using complete sentences. And when you have finished your research, be sure to look at the various formats you may use to present the information gathered. Okay, first site, history learning site. Notice if you hit Control and click, it will open up the link. So here we go. What was the Cold War? Now I need to read through this whole site. Look at all those words. There must be like 100 of them. Read through them and then answer the questions, the corresponding questions here. So your summary. Summary is 2 or 3 sentences. But where do we need to answer this at? That's right, smarties. On a separate sheet, a separate Word document. So 1A, 1B. Then we go to 2, 3, 4. I can't type. Blah, 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 blah. Now, you see how the questions go in order. Hopefully you can figure that out because you're all smart. Now the second part brings us to the CNN special. We click on that. We read what we do here. We'll go back to this. We're reading chronology means in order of dates. Okay? So we go back to the CNN Cold War. Click on an interactive timeline. And it takes a long time to open. And here we go. So it asks you certain questions about the Truman Doctrine. Click on the Truman Doctrine, and it gives you the answers right here. Click on the Marshall Plan. It gives you the answers right here. Okay? Pretty straightforward and easy. Now, there are quite a few of these that you have to look up. But there's only a couple questions for each one. This right here is a Venn diagram. Some students tried typing in this, and it worked until they got to the second or third line, then they had to start over. So what you need to do, go to your other documents, make sure that I show this to you. Go to Insert, Smart Art. If you scroll down, see the Venn diagram, the basic Venn. Insert that in there. Now, a Venn diagram is made up of 3 parts. You can make shapes bigger. You can move them over to the side. So if we expand this, this is going to be similarities. This is Truman Doctrine. The nice thing about this is it resizes it for you. Let's move this over a little bit. And this is the Marshall Plan. Okay. So you see how that works. Now you're going to have to put in 2 similarities here, two similarities after the Truman Doctrine, so on and so forth. You get the picture, right? Right. Okay. So there's 24 questions, then these two events. Okay. Now the assessment piece. We are going to be working and talking about this on Monday. You can read through it and try to get some ideas, but we're going to talk about this on Monday, so don't try to get started unless you're positive you know what you're doing right, and you don't want you to start doing it right. And then don't want you to start it and not end up doing it right. Okay. These words down here have to be in your presentation, which we'll talk about on Monday, and they have to be highlighted so I can see them. They stick out to me. This is the rubric that I'm going to grade you on. Okay? This is going to tell you and tell me how I'm going to grade you. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, there, I want you guys to behave like you're supposed to. And I want you to have a great day and a great weekend.